Please continue to enjoy dinner. How's that barbecue? Definitely big green egg material, not any Traeger stuff, Kuiper. I'd like to introduce a few people before we get started. Tonight we have with us some former Georgia PGA past presidents, still past presidents, Mr. Tim Farrell and Mike McCollum. We have some current Georgia PGA board members in attendance this evening. Our secretary, Josh Deal, our honorary president, John Godwin, board members, Nick Bales, Ryan Joyce, Justin Martin, Dan Merriman, Russell Riddell, and Rashad Wilson. And I'll go ahead and turn this over to our executive director, Mr. Scott Geary.
All right, how's everybody doing? I hope everybody is happy to be here. We are so ecstatic to be able to do this at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So super excited. As everybody can see, we are now live. We're on the internet. So anybody could be watching us right now. Not to add any pressure for those speaking tonight, but just be aware of it. For those at home and for those in the room, I would like to ask any spouses of PGA golf professionals or those who work for the section to please stand up. We are recognizing some incredible individuals tonight, but most importantly, I wanted to make sure we recognize all those that just stood. Because without you, we couldn't do what we do and couldn't be in this great game that we love. And before we get started, I also want to introduce 3 new Georgia PGA staff members, if they would please stand as I say their name. Mr. Dominic Smith, our new operations manager. Mr. Tanner Higgins, our new junior golf manager. And I'm so excited to be reunited with a former colleague of mine, Ms. Haley Estes, our foundation manager. And then just as we go, I want to recognize the rest of the Georgia PGA staff, Carrie Ann Byrne, our office manager, Pat Day, our tournament director, Scott Gordon, our assistant executive director, and Michael Rakowski, who is streaming this to the world right now. If we could give them a round of applause as well. "2021 was an incredible year. I stood up here 1 year ago today and didn't know anybody in the room. And I'm so happy that I've gotten to know a lot of you now and can call some of you friends. I've called some of you on the phone and shared advice, shared thoughts. And I just got to say, I can't thank everyone in the room enough for welcoming me into this position. It's been a true honor. And so happy that we could be here at Mercedes-Benz and have such a great year like we did last year to be able to do this. So super excited about tonight. Want to recognize 2 of the partners that really make tonight possible. First, our longtime partners in Club Car. Along with tonight, they also support several other events throughout the year. But if they would please stand, please join me in welcoming Mr. Fred Palmer, Chris Sanders, Russell Lord, and Dylan Murray. And a very special thank you to our long-time partners from the Weir Foundation. They have continued their support of this event for 15 years, and we truly could not do this without them. So please help me in welcoming Mr. Mike McCollum and his wife, Susan McCollum. Next, I'm going to step out of the way because I don't need to be up here talking too much, and I'm going to introduce two of our Weir Scholar winners. First, I'm going to invite up the 2019 Weir Scholarship recipient attending the University of Mississippi, Miss Olivia Nahowitz.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Olivia Nahowitz. I am a junior at the University of Mississippi. I am studying mechanical engineering. I wanted to congratulate all of the award winners in attendance. And now to talk about the Weir Scholarship. We have all heard the phrase, change the world, and may even ask ourselves, how can I change the world? Well, sometimes the world does not literally mean the entire globe, just the world around each of us. Those of you fortunate enough to have known Shirley and Billy Weir are aware of their compassion for the people in their world. I have heard stories that Shirley and Billy were able, for many, to change the world in their own special way, and now they have changed every Weir Scholar's world forever. The Shirley and Billy Weir Scholarship was founded in 2005 after the passing of Billy Weir. Mr. Weir was a sales representative with Ping Golf, beginning in the late 1960s. Mr. Weir had no family to leave his estate. Since Mr. Weir always felt the golf community in Georgia was his family, he wanted to continue his long-term legacy of giving and decided to give back to his chosen family. The Weir Scholarship opportunity is available to employees and children of employees at golf facilities in Georgia that employ a member of the Georgia PGA. The Weir Scholarship continues to allow Mr. Weir to give and to do so for people he would never meet. As of the spring 2022 semester, his giving has reached a total in excess of $3 million. For scholar benefits, and represents a total of 28 scholars in 16 years, including our 24 graduates. The criteria includes employment status, academics, community service, school involvement, personal essay, and financial need, and is awarded annually to a graduating high school senior or seniors. The Weir Scholarship provides a full scholarship to the school of the recipient's choice and includes tuition, room, meals, books, and any other expenses required by the school of choice. This year's deadline for the scholarship is March 2nd. So as you return to your various facilities, please share the Weir Scholarship opportunity at your facility. Please allow me for the next few minutes to introduce those in attendance associated with the Shirley and Billy Weir Scholarship Foundation. In attendance, we have Peyton Staten. She's attending the University of Florida, studying health studies. She's here with her parents, Terrence and Melissa, and her sister, Caitlin. We also have Renee Ertusastagi, attending Duke University, studying public policy, and she's here with her mother, Lucia. We are also here tonight with Mike McCollum and his wife, Susan. And tonight, I would like to introduce our featured scholar of the evening, Eric Hart Jr. Let me share you a little bit about Eric. Eric is currently attending the New York University's Tisch School of Arts and studying photography and imaging. As a photographer, Hart's stylized portraiture is an exploration of Blackness and shifting identities within modern culture. His visual language is influenced by the nuances of intersectionality. From masculinity, identity, to heritage, his work aims to display people like himself in all of their power and beauty. Hart's photo work has been featured in publications such as Rolling Stone magazine, The Washington Post, and ID magazine, as well as praised by artists such as Beyonce and Spike Lee. Hart is a two-time Gordon Parks Scholar, a 2022 Forbes 30 Under 30 Art and Style Select, and in 2020, Hart was named one of Men's Health magazine 20-year-old Mavericks Changing America. Eric recently signed a contract as a New York Times freelance contributor, working on his first photo book and continuing to expand in the world of commercial photography. Here tonight with him are his grandparents, Vicki and Wilmer, and his aunt, Katina. It is my pleasure to introduce the Weir Scholar, Eric Hart Jr.
Hello, everyone. Olivia, thank you so much for the introduction, and I thank all of you for your presence and welcoming energy on tonight. I know with the current state of the world, it takes a lot to make a gathering like this come to life. So I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge how incredibly blessed we all are to be here with one another in good health. I also wanted to give the utmost praise and appreciation to both PGA and the Shirley and Billy Weir Foundation. About 4 years ago, while accepted into New York University with nothing but hopes and dreams to move into the big city and find photographic success, due to financial struggles, these plans were merely just that, dreams. But one day I walked into an interview that, unbeknownst to me, would teach me the old cliche I'm sure we've all heard, that dreams do come true. I don't remember much about this interview as I was incredibly nervous. However, I do remember one question. In this interview, I was asked of 3 people I would like to have dinner with and why. If I'm not mistaken, these 3 people couldn't currently be living, nor could you say Jesus. I vividly remember answering Shakespeare, Martin Luther King Jr., and John D. Rockefeller. However, if one was to ask me this exact same question today, and I don't know which of these 3 names would have to get the boot, but I would undoubtedly lead with the one and only Billy Weir. Before the entrees could even hit the table, I would thank him over and over for allowing myself, a little hopeful kid from Macon, Georgia, to follow his heart, and for surrounding me with the presence of some of the kindest, brightest individuals I've had the honor of meeting. And while unfortunately I have never met Mr. Weir, I have time and time again felt his spirit of love and generosity through the phenomenal presence of Mr. Mike McCullum. Mr. McCullum, thank you for being a light in all of our lives and for constantly making all of us scholars feel like family. Mrs. Susan, I thank you as well for your kindness and also for some of the best brownies I've ever had. And Mr. Cutright, I can never thank you enough for having me over at Idle Hour. And lastly, but certainly not least, to my beautiful family, thank you all for the love and guidance you've shown me. Thank you for allowing me to be myself and follow my dreams, even when they seem unfathomable, for placing the Spirit of God within my life, and simply just being present even when you didn't have to. Thank you all.
Olivia and Eric, thank you both so much. That's incredible, and congratulations to all the Weir Scholarship winners. It's truly an honor to have you all here tonight. Next, I'd like to bring up, I know some are going to be sad, I will not be emceeing tonight, so we've got somebody a little more special. So it's my honor to introduce this individual. She's an actor, a producer, a TV host, has done stand-up comedy, and is a seasoned MC. And this will make sense in a little bit, but she is the only person I've ever met who could parallel park an SUV with a broken neck. Please join me in welcoming the Director of Inclusion and Community Engagement from the PGA of America, Miss Lynette Carty.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, I'll try again. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I know the food is good, right? Everybody's like, I'm full, I can't answer. So I am so happy to be here this evening, and thank you to Scott, the entire team. It's a pleasure. My favorite section, it's my favorite section. So congratulations first to all of the award recipients, and a special acknowledgement to all of the amazingly talented Weir Scholarship recipients. You guys are just incredible, so please give them another round of applause. So I live in Florida now, but I'm originally from Connecticut. And so when I got here, everybody kept saying, it's cold, it's so cold. I was like, in Connecticut, we drive by the beach on days like this, right? It's like a beach day for us. When it's really cold in Connecticut, as a matter of fact, I went home both Christmases, but this last Christmas was incredibly cold, right? So cold I got pulled over by a cop for speeding. He got in the car with me. That's how cold it was, right? And, my father says, that's why your mother and I moved from the islands. I was like, to the coldest place that you could find, right? My mother's from Cuba, my dad's from Jamaica, so we're always asking, how did you end up in Connecticut? Like, it's so cold. I prefer sand to snow. I want to say a special thanks to about 4 of you in this room who said, oh my gosh, you lost so much weight. I love y'all. I love y'all because, if you're ever trying to lose weight, you know how difficult it is. And every time I get started on a diet, what happens? Thanksgiving happens, Christmas happens, New Year's happens. Now the Georgia Section Awards. The food was amazing. Please give it up for them. That food was amazing. I love barbecue. And then the location. I'd be remiss if, first of all, I didn't say a big congratulations to those of you who love football. Congratulations to Georgia. That was the game, like the game. The game. And I love football. I love football. Love golf, but football's my favorite sport. I'm a big Saints fan. So being in here is like, the Dirty Birds. I can't believe I'm in here, right? That's our biggest rival. And, I come by it naturally because my mother is a huge sports fan. God bless her, rest her soul. She's, in heaven. But my mother loved wrestling, and she loved basketball. And she would always say, I just don't like it when they let the ones sit on the bench. They don't get a chance to play. So I said, Ma, you're going to love football. I'm going to take you to a football game. Long time ago, I was a flight attendant based in New Orleans. So I fly her down. We go to a Saints game, and I'm on the 50-yard line, like row 3. And my mother's watching in silence, looking left, looking right, looking left, looking right. And finally, I'm like, Mommy, so how do you like football? She says, I love this game because they're giving everybody a chance to play. I was like, no, they're not giving everybody a chance to play. It's offense, defense, and special teams. She's like, Dios, they let the special ones play too? I like this game. I was like, no, Mommy, not that kind of special. But anyway, Georgia truly is my favorite section, and they proved it to me not too long ago. I was here for a couple of meetings and to attend the APGA golf tournament. And on the way back to the airport, I decided that I would stop at a restaurant, because it's known for its great seafood, and pick up some food to take on the plane, take it back to Palm Beach Gardens with me. On the way out, I tripped and fell on uneven pavement outside the restaurant and broke my C1 vertebrae. Yes, I broke my neck, smashed up my face pretty well too. So who was there to take care of me but the Georgia section? Because I had no one else here in Georgia. It still is gonna make me emotional because, right? He came and got the rent-a-car, turned in the rent-a-car, and had no problem marching through the streets of Georgia, pulling my pink luggage. So thank you, Scott Gary. Thanks to the entire Georgia section that took care of me. I love you guys. Thank you so much. They kept me 5 days because I was supposed to be paralyzed, right? Because I broke it on 2 places on this side and fractured this side. And the doctors were like, you're supposed to be paralyzed every hour. Move your finger, move your toes. Which I kept telling them, I'm sturdy. I'm a sturdy girl, and God has another purpose for me. I hope it's to find another husband. That's what I hope. And single men, feel free to raise your hands in this room. Feel free to raise your hands. Okay, enough. Let's get started with the evening. We're going to begin with honoring those players who have distinguished themselves with their performances on the golf course in 2021 in the Georgia PGA tournaments. I want to say up front, please silence your phones. We appreciate that. And if you come up and you have a few words to say and you go too long, I will sing the Jeopardy song. I will, okay? So our first award is the Assistance Division Player of the Year. This player won 3 of the 6 Assistants Division events he played in, including the Assistants Championship. Please congratulate from East Lake Golf Club, Greg Edwards. Our next award, or is he gonna speak? Come.
I just want to say thanks to a few people out there. This wouldn't be possible without them. First, my family, my wife, 2 kids. Wife's a rock star. She takes care of a lot while I go play, and you know us in this room right here, we don't typically have the regular 9 to 5 hours Monday through Friday. It takes a lot of sacrifice. She sacrifices a lot. I'm really proud of her. She's a nurse. She's not here tonight because she's working. Through this whole pandemic, sort of gives you a new perspective on golf. It's not quite that important. It's not life or death. So it's good. Take that pressure off, and you can go out there and play. The rest of my family, they're there at the drop of a hat to watch the boys whenever I'm gone, take care of anything they need. My parents, in-laws, grandparents, so supportive. My brother, he says that he's the best golfer in the family, but he doesn't have a Player of the Year trophy, so this might buy me a couple months. The whole East Lake staff, it's fun to go to work, and it doesn't feel quite like work whenever you do that. So Chad, Drew, Nick, thanks for letting me make this a priority in playing. I know that a lot of people in the golf industry don't get to do that. The members there are so supportive as well. Can't thank them enough. Tim Weinhardt sort of took me in and showed me the ropes. And I owe Tim a lot. And you know, he showed me not only how to play golf, how to teach golf, but also how to do life outside of golf. And that's really important. So I thank Tim, Wes at Titleist, always taking care of me, getting the tools I need, and all the other assistants in the section. Going out and playing with you guys, making those relationships, celebrating each other's successes. I think we've got some of the best assistants in the nation. Clearly with Jen winning the national championship this year. So anytime you can beat Jen or JP or Anthony, you've done something pretty well. So thankful for that. And Georgia PGA staff, thanks for tonight. Thanks for making tournaments fun to show up to. Looking forward to another good year. Appreciate it.
Our next award is the Super Senior Division Player of the Year. In 2021, this ageless wonder had another terrific year. He finished in the top 3 in 8 Super Senior Division events that he competed in, winning 6 of them. Please congratulate from Marietta, Bill Johnstone.
Thank you so much. This is a goal I set for myself at the beginning of the year, but I have to tell you, winning the Super Senior Player of the Year kind of reminds me of my last doctor's appointment. My doctor looked at my tests and he said, you know, Bill, your numbers are still pretty good for your age. Now, I fully acknowledge that there are several super seniors who are better golfers than I am, but as we all know, the key to winning is you gotta show up. So I challenge all you golfing geezers to check the date on your birth certificates and come tee it forward with me. Finally, I want to recognize the inspiration in my life. Kathy, my wife of 47 years, we've navigated our way through the early times in our career when we both worked sun up to sundown and we never saw each other. And now at this stage of our lives, we see way too much of each other. So last January, I was again complaining to Kathy about my disintegrating golf game. Said, Kath, my body's falling apart. I hit a good tee shot, it goes maybe 210, and my putting is hopeless. I think it's time I retired from competitive golf. And Kathy picked up our Georgia PGA schedule and she said, Billy, I see 10 two-day senior events on this calendar. I don't care if you play in those events or not, but I want you out of the house and out of my hair 10 times this year. And hopefully you'll play a practice round and make them 3-day events. So Kathy, thank you for that inspiration. Love you, bye.
Our next award is the Senior Division Player of the Year. This player finished in the top 3 in 8 of the 11 Senior Division events he played in, and that included 4 wins. This marks the 7th time he has been Senior Division Player of the Year. Please congratulate from Sylvester, Sonny Skinner. Now, unfortunately, he could not be here, and he had a prior commitment. On his behalf, Larry and Jennifer Vaughn will be accepting his award. Now, Jennifer Vaughn and Luxury Lake Oconee Real Estate Group have graciously signed on as the title sponsor of the Georgia PGA Senior Division Tour for the next 3 years. That deserves applause. Larry has been title sponsor of the Senior Division Tour since 2017. That also deserves applause. Their commitment to the Senior Division is unparalleled and greatly appreciated by the section, the Senior Division, and all our participants. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Larry Vaughn.
Thank you very much. First, there's a few people here tonight who are going to receive some awards. So I just want to say to both Wes and Mike, I'm members of your club, and I also play on the tour with Mike and get lessons from him. It's not surprising to me at all why you won that award. So congratulations, guys. I'm from Michigan originally, and when I moved down here full-time in 2010, I was shocked when I heard that there was a senior PGA Tour division that allowed amateurs to play. The only time we played with our pros was in the State Senior Open back then. And I'm still, all these years later, blown away by what the Georgia Senior PGA or the Georgia PGA does for the senior division, allowing amateurs like me to play with guys and play week in and week out with Hall of Famers and legends who I saw on TV and everything. It's amazing. So to all of you involved with the Georgia PGA, thank you so much for allowing all the amateurs to play in that. And I know if Sonny were here tonight, he would just say thank you to all of you. I know because I played with him and I've known him for a number of years. He loves playing in these events. He's obviously, as you heard, won it 7 times and is a terrific player. He thanks the Georgia PGA and certainly the Georgia PGA division for all that they do. And I know that if he were here, he would thank you profusely. And I know he's not saying this, but I am. I'm sure he hopes to be back here again to accept the award at some future time in the future. So thanks again for all you do.
Our next award is the Greg Wolf Award, and it's awarded to the player with the low stroke average during select Georgia PGA championships. With a score averaging 71.42 over 12 rounds, please congratulate PGA member Jacob Tilton of Ansley Golf Club. Jacob?
Thank you. I'd like to start off by thanking my wife. That is the first person that is here. She is always there. She's been there for 10 plus years supporting the dream. My family, my dad, my mom that are here tonight. My two directors, Phil Taylor and Russ Davis over at Ansley. The staff that's out there, they push me to play, push us to get better, and can't thank them enough. Congrats to the Weir recipients tonight and to all the other section award winners, and thank you again.
That's amazing. I'm just looking at his score again because my score always looks more like my weight. That's not funny. I try. Every time I get out there, I try so hard. And I know, they say just enjoy the game. That's what everybody tells you. Just enjoy the game. But if you have this much of a competitive spirit in you, don't you want to do better than you did the last time you were out there? And Scott died laughing the very first time I told him. I said, the first time I went out to play golf, I didn't realize that really putting is the game. Being able to putt, right? Because I can swing it. I'm not accurate, but I can hit it. But putting, and then when I found out they change the hole every day, they move it. They take the time to move it on every golf course across the country every day. Just devastating. How could you make it any more difficult? Really? Okay, that's why I love football. Goals in the same place all the time. Okay. Our next award is the Georgia PGA Player of the Year. A model of consistency, he was a regular in the top 10 of section events throughout 2021. He won the Georgia PGA Match Play in June. He tied for the low Georgia PGA Professional at the Georgia Open in August. He closed out the season by finishing in a tie for second place at the Milton Martin Honda Classic at Chattahoochee Golf Club to claim his first Player of the Year award. For all that great work, he was rewarded a spot in the PGA Tour's RSM Classic at Sea Island in November. Please welcome from Capital City Club, the 2021 Georgia Player of the Year and a recipient of the Ware Trophy, J.P. Griffin.
Move this down from Jacob. So I was sitting at work this morning and was trying to figure out what to say, and I read a quote from Bobby Jones, and it seemed pretty appropriate. Golf is the closest game to the game we call life. You get bad breaks from good shots, you get good breaks from bad shots, but you have to play the ball where it lies. And I don't know that there's anything truer. 2021 was a great year. My family, my dad taught me how to play. He played the tour, so I got to make it a second generation that played on the PGA Tour, which was a lifelong dream. And I just couldn't have done it without any of them. The other thing that I wanted to acknowledge is that our business is very much like a fraternity. And I Googled fraternity to see what would come up. And the definition's the state or feeling of friendship and mutual support within a group. I think all of you can agree that through the last year and all the things that have happened in the Georgia section, good, bad, and indifferent, we've always been a family. I look forward to a great 2022. I love all of you and hope you guys have a great night.
Now we will be moving on to the chapter awards. And in order to keep the flow a little quicker, no one will be speaking here. They'll just be coming up and getting their award. So from the central chapter, and I'll be introducing them as a group, the Assistant Professional of the Year, Seth Sanders, Youth Player Development, Do-Right Kortowski, Teacher and Coach of the Year, Todd Ormsby, and Professional of the Year, Gene Matthews. Please give them a round of applause. Central chapter, yay. The East chapter. Assistant Professional of the Year from the East chapter, Drew King. Youth Player Development, Michael Assey. Teacher of the Year, Joe Plecker, who is not present this evening. And Professional of the Year, Darren Johnson. Please give him a round of applause. North Chapter, Assistant Professional of the Year, Tanner Farr. Youth Player Development, Rachel Clopton. Teacher of the Year, Mike Burning. And Professional of the Year, Wellesley Forrester. Give them a round of applause, please. Before we move to our section awards, you know, I keep saying that I'm on a diet, right? And I'm constantly trying to lose weight. Well, I was in McDonald's waiting on my supersized fries. And when I think about McDonald's, I feel like that's a place for adults. Why do people think it's for kids? Like, it's not for kids. That's our getaway, right? McDonald's is like my little sneaky thing in my pocket. And so I'm in McDonald's, waiting on my fries, minding my own business, and this little boy is with his mom, and he is looking at me. And I know I'm tall, right? But he's got his head back, and he is looking at me like this. And so I smile down at him, you know, and I'm like, oh, you're so cute. And he blurts out really loudly, "You're large!" It's like, this is not happening to me. This is incredible, and this is not happening to me, but it's not gonna get me out of line. I'm still gonna be. And his mother was so embarrassed, right? She's holding his hand, and she's like, she's tall. But he's not finished with me yet, so he's like, I smile at him. Meanwhile, everybody, even behind the counter, still laughing. And he blurts out, "You're pretty." I was like, I love this little boy. You're my best friend, and I'm gonna buy you whatever you want off that menu. People still laughing, but he's not finished with me. And in all the innocence of a child, and all the truthfulness as only a child can be, he looks at me, he says, "Why you got green crayon on your eyes?" And I'm like, I gotta stop doing my makeup in the car, right? Too much eyeshadow. I had to share that story because he is so cute. So now we'll be moving on to the section awards. So please join me in welcoming back up to the podium Georgia PGA President Brian Conley for the President's Award.
All right, those of you that know me, there's not much of a chance I get through this, but let's see it. Introduced first in 2003, the President's Award was designed to recognize section golf professionals who throughout their career have been a credit to the game. They've done so in many ways outside of or with just limited section governance duties, but rather through their nature of their devotion to the game of golf. Consideration is given to overall promotion of golf, the level of impact on the game in general, and the ability to inspire fellow professionals. When I read this criteria for the first time last year as sitting president, my mind immediately went to a colder than usual June morning at the Atlanta Athletic Club. For me, that morning shift was partially obligatory as a board member. However, my cohort, scaling that shaky ladder, updating names and tee times of the lady professionals on the course, he was there because that's what he does. He volunteers. He promotes the game whenever and wherever he can. Outside of his normal job responsibilities, I can think of few who have done more. His impact on the game, how about leading the first all-black player and coached team in Georgia high school golf history to a state championship? I got it. Later, no, maybe now. Does he inspire fellow professionals? I think Kendall, his daughter, would agree he does. Now the third generation of a family legacy, breaking down barriers. Last paragraph. Tonight's my pleasure to introduce from long list the John A. White Park Golf Course in First Tee, Metro Atlanta, the head golf professional and director of operations, our President's Award recipient, Mr. Jeff Donovan.
Wow. Good evening, everyone. First off, let me say thank you to Brian Conley. When he called me to tell me that I'm the recipient of this award, I was taken aback. I was in shock. I was not expecting a phone call, and particularly for this particular award, because it comes from the president of our section. Now, Brian is a great guy, and so have all the presidents of our section have been great guys, but it never dawned on me. It really never dawned on me. And it just means so much to come from my fellow golf professional, and to be recognized by my fellow golf professionals mean the world to me. As Brian said, my dad was a PGA golf professional, so I've just been around golf my entire life. I mean, from yay high, I grew up in New York City. My dad ran a golf course. He was the first black person to get a contract for the city of New York to manage a golf course in Queens, New York. And I grew up in the Bronx, and we bounced around. I finished high school and spent a little time in New Orleans he was the head professional, of course, there. And then we went from there to Ohio and finished my high school career in Ohio, and then back to North Carolina, where I was lucky enough to really receive a scholarship to play golf in school. And, so I knew golf was going to be my career. Of course, my goal was, just like every youngster, is to play the PGA Tour. But regardless, I knew I was going to be a golf professional, whether it was a tour professional or a PGA professional, which I'm so proud to wear the letters of the PGA every day when I come to work, and just throughout the country when I'm out and about in the country. I'm just so proud to be a PGA member. And to have, my daughter Kendall, as Brian said, decide that she wants to make golf a career. She works for the USGA, considered a rules expert, is a rules expert, and I'm kind of embarrassed about that because now she's telling me the rules. So on a regular basis, Dad, you were wrong about that one. I was like, okay. So very proud of her. But just in awe that what I consider my everyday duty, because I love the PGA, is to make a difference within our association, and to be recognized for that from Brian Conley, the Georgia PGA section, and particularly, again, Brian Conley. Again, Brian, I was just so in awe and so surprised, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. But I couldn't do what I do without my lovely wife, Marie Donovan. Marie, please stand up. So she tried to sign me up for tournaments too, so I guess she wanted me out of the house as well, but no, but she signed me up for some tournaments. But she is definitely my support system. You know, each and every day I go to work, spend most of the day, most of my time at work and at various other opportunities within the golf industry, and I can't do what I do without her. My son, Marshall Donovan, you know, he's all of the kids play golf, and Marshall's lives in Portland, Oregon, and is doing his thing. And then lastly, my baby girl, Sydney Donovan, who's bringing my grandson to the world next month, my first grandchild. So I'm really excited about that. So he will be at the golf course with Papa, hitting the golf ball for sure. So, but again, I'm not going to take much time, but again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It just means so much. I'm going to continue to do what I do, though. You know, I'm going to continue to grow this association. I want to continue to make this association as best and as good as we can make it. And the Georgia PGA does a great job. Our officers, our board members, and particularly the staff at the section, you guys do a wonderful job, and I enjoy working with each and every one of you, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Thank you so much.
Truly amazing. I really love to hear that legacy. Please give him another round of applause, because I know his daddy is up there watching. And speaking of dads, who in here is like taking care of an elderly parent, right? Like full-time, like taking care of an elderly parent. And you know, I call it a privileged inconvenience, because sometimes it can be a little inconvenient, but it's certainly a privilege, right? Role reversal, that now we're taking care of them. My dad and my mom were married for 57 years before she passed. He's 91, and you want to talk joke teller, still emceeing. He was in New York 2 weekends ago. It's like, yeah, I have a gig. I was like, a gig? Now he's calling it gigs, right? He said, yeah, I'm going down to MC, you know, somebody's 60th wedding anniversary. And he drove himself from Connecticut to New York. And every day I will text him or call him to see if he's okay. At first he couldn't text, right? I remember the first time I texted him, I was doing a conference, and I normally call him every day at like 12. I was like, oh my God, it's almost 12. He's expecting me to call. So I just text, we'll call you later. I knew he couldn't answer me back. He's got flip phone. He'd have to hit the letters 3 or 4 times to get to the right letter. But sure enough, about an hour into my conference, I get one letter, K. I was like, yes. So I call him, and he says, I'm learning how to text, you know. And I was like, that's really good, Daddy. I said, so next time, I'll just put talk to you later, but abbreviation, right? TYLT. So he's like, oh, I like that. He says, your sister just texted me too. She put LOL. And I said, well, that means lots of love. But if it's at the end of like a story or a joke or something, it means laugh out loud. He says, I like that. I like that abbreviation. So the next day, sure enough, before I can even call him, I get this abbreviation. ICTTYRNISBHAND. I was like, what is going on with these letters? I call him. I'm like, Daddy, did you butt dial me or hit all the letters wrong? He said, you didn't know? You don't know what that means? And I was like, no, Daddy, it's like 14 letters. I don't know what that means. He says, it means I can't talk to you right now. I'm shopping, but have a nice day. It can't be that long, Dad. Like, it can't be. Okay. Let's move on to the Salesperson of the Year award. So that criteria, it was introduced back in 2007, and it's in recognition of your dedicated, generous, and tireless support of the Georgia PGA. This award honors the golf salesperson in the Georgia section for his or her outstanding service and dedication to the members and the associates of the Georgia PGA. Please welcome from Club Car, the 2021 Salesperson of the Year, Dylan Murray. Dylan?
Good evening. When Brian called me about this award, he told me it was actually a sympathy award for being a Florida Gator fan. So I said, hey, whatever it takes, man, I'll take it. I'm glad to be here. Now, I know there's some Gator fans in here. You don't have to raise your hand. I know it's the year of Georgia sports. I'll give you all a little go dogs. That's the only time you're going to hear that out of me, though. We'll be back. No, but I'm so honored to be up here. This award is very special to me, and I've got a lot of people to thank. I want to first start out by thanking God. He has blessed me with so many great things, including this career and my family and my wife and my team. So I want to thank my wife, beautiful wife Megan, sitting over here, table 15. Thank you for your support with the hours and just my antics, my crazy fandom. But no, it really means a lot to me that you've always been such a great supporter of mine, unconditional support. Also, would like to thank the Georgia PGA. You guys have put on so many great events over the years, and this is my 4th year here with Club Car, and it's been a true pleasure to work with you guys. Just look at this incredible venue we're at here. They've outdid themselves. Every year it gets better, so congratulations to that, and thank you. Also, everyone, my professionals in the room that I get to work with every day, you guys, this is the best section in the country. It's, there's not even a contest. So, props to all you guys. You make my job a true joy to serve you guys. So, thank you for that. My team at Club Car over here, again, table 15. You guys know who you are. You guys have been such huge supporters of mine. Russ Lord, your leadership and just being down in the trenches with us, it means a lot to us. And the Grecos and the Milsters for hosting me as a hotel when I need to be in Atlanta. Because I figured out the secret formula to winning this award is to be a Florida Gator fan, living in South Carolina, servicing the Georgia market. So that's the key, guys. All right. And then again, just want to thank my customers. The last couple of years has been tough for everybody, but we also have been blessed in this industry, and there's been some challenges we've had to face through it. But I'm thankful for you guys sticking with me and the patience and the loyalty, and I know that the best times are ahead of us. The future's bright. I think we're out of the toughest times, and we've got a lot of exciting opportunities ahead of us. So thank you guys so much for getting me up here. Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening, and enjoy.
Merchandisers of the Year criteria. In 1978, the PGA of America and Sports Illustrated established the Merchandiser of the Year Award to recognize those PGA professionals who have excelled as business people and merchandisers in the promotion of golf. The Georgia PGA honors professionals in 3 categories: public, private, and resort. From the resort category, please welcome Chris Thompson from the club at Savannah Harbor. Chris?
Good evening. So very humbled to get this award, but like all the other awards, there is a team that is behind you. There is a person here tonight who is my PGA, or my shop manager and assistant, and this guy is a rock star. He goes above and beyond every day. He meets with the vendors. Of course, it's a team. We talk about it and all, but I would be remiss if I didn't thank Fred Denton for everything that he does every day. My wife, Ginger, my daughter, Anna, who are here, my son, his name is Austin. He actually plays baseball at Georgia Southern, and they were supposed to practice this morning, but they ended up having a kids' camp and were practicing after, so he wasn't able to make it. But without them, You know, it's just not what it would be. But again, when Brian called me, I was so humbled to get this award. The Georgia PGA section is, like everybody else has said, it's the best section out there. And just thank you very much. And I'd just like to thank God as well. He makes it happen every day. Thank you very much.
Come this way. From the public category, please welcome Mike Woodich from Cobblestone Golf Club. Mike?
Well, thank you, Lynette. I've had the privilege of being a PGA member now for 45 years. And I have to tell you, 30 of those years have been spent with the Georgia section. It is without a doubt the greatest section. I have to echo what Chris said. Over the years, I've had the privilege of leading a lot of teams of people, not just supervising, but leading and mentoring young men and women. They are, without a doubt, the backbone of our golf industry. And as I look around the room, there's so many of you here. You make this game a very special game. And for those of us who know and love the game of golf, you make it happen. You are the team players. Thank you so much.
Well said. From the private category, please welcome Todd Sapiri, I hope I said that right, from Hopi Match Club. Todd?
First, I'd like to thank the Georgia section and everybody involved putting on an amazing evening. It's an honor to win this award with so many great private golf clubs in this section with amazing golf shops. We've had a lot of fun in our last 4 to 5 years, starting a brand new club and taking it from that first buy all the way into the success that we've had in the last couple of years. And none of that's possible without having an amazing owner, general manager that allow us to be aggressive and creative in some of the things that we've done in our buys and our displays and so on. But most importantly, like Chris said, it's such a team award. Drew King, our entire golf staff, the work they put in day to day is just amazing, and happy to have them on board and everything they've done. But Drew especially, being a partner and a manager and the things that you've done from controlling to buying to displaying has just been amazing. So thank you, and thank everybody.
The Patriot Award criteria is presented to a PGA professional who personifies patriotism through the game of golf and demonstrates unwavering commitment and dedication to the men and women who have valiantly served and protected the United States of America. From Dublin, Georgia, please welcome the 2021 Patriot Award recipient, and let me pause when I say his name, Douglas MacArthur. Give it up for Douglas.
Good evening, everybody. Brian, Scotty, well done. Impressive for the gathering of everybody in this section and so on. First of all, would like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for all that I have been and where I have been in my life, and thankful to be here. To the National PGA of America for the the establishment of the HOPE program, to the Georgia PGA for selecting me as a recipient of that award, for the Weir Foundation for supporting all of this, for Club Car and being a supporter of this incredible event, for the Carl Vincent VA Hospital in Dublin, for the City of Dublin, for Steve Brown, also who is the director of that facility, and lastly, to all the men and women who have served this country. I am gratefully thankful for the opportunity to stand here in front of you to tell you how much that means to me as a PGA golf professional, to be a part of this program, to dedicate and help those men and women who have served. I am very thankful for an old guy who started out and served as a combat platoon leader with the 101st Airborne back in 68, 69, through all my golf professional career and teaching and love and bringing on the game. So for all of you who understand and don't know what I'm wearing, I am wearing my family tartan, okay, which is the MacArthur tartan. And in the ancient days, instead of calling it G-O-L-F, it was called golf, G-A-W-F. Thank you so much.
Assistant PGA Professional of the Year criteria is based on the overall performance at his or her club, service to the section and the association, and of course, leadership ability. From Atlanta Country Club, please join our 2021 Assistant PGA Professional of the Year, Dan Merriman. Dan?
Good evening, everybody. It's quite an honor to be here in front of such a great crowd of important and accomplishing people. I want to say thank you to Scott Geary, to his staff and his team, and then to also the staff here at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium for putting on such a great event. We really appreciate bringing you all here together tonight. To be named the Assistant Golf Professional of the Year means a ton. Okay, it actually leaves me speechless for the most part. There's a lot of other great assistants out here in this section that are deserving of this award, and to be named, I don't know, the one of the year, it means a lot, and there's a lot more other people deserving than me. I want to say a thank you to my family. I want to start thanking my family, my mom and my dad. I love you all so much for your support, your guidance, all the sacrifices you've made for me over the years. Thank you so much. To my girlfriend, Katie. Katie, thank you for this past year. You've been there by my side the whole time, and I can't thank you enough for your support. It's been the best year of my life, and I look forward to many more with you to come. To my coworkers, both past and present, to Richard Swift, to Chris Purvis, Zach Phillips, Edgar Evans, Robert Kresser, Tyler Hayes, Laura Hamill, and Grace Hall. I appreciate you all for being there by my side day in and day out, for covering for me, for cleaning up my mistakes. You all mean the world to me, and I appreciate our relationships and our friendships. And then finally, to the two most important people in my PGA career, to Sean McKinnon. Sean, thank you so much for the opportunity to work for you and to serve the membership at Berkeley Hills Country Club for 5 years. I can't thank you enough for everything that you did for me and all the mentoring and the time spent together and, you know, hanging out at Hooters and Taco Mac. I'll never forget those times. So, Sean, thank you for everything. And finally, to Scott Schroeder. Scott, these past 2 years at Atlanta Country Club have been amazing. I can't thank you enough for your guidance and your mentoring and everything that you've done for me on a day in and day out basis. I'm forever grateful. I can't thank you enough. Thank you, everybody. I hope you all enjoy your evenings. Thanks, Scott.
The Youth Player Development Leader criteria recognizes the PGA professional who is a leader in junior golf and who reflects the ideals of those who work with youth. Work by this PGA professional includes the promotion of and development of junior golf at the club level and their support for national junior golf programs. Please welcome from the Atlanta Athletic Club, the 2021 Youth Player Development recipient, Chris Moore. Please give it up for Chris.
Good evening, everyone. When you get a call like I got a couple of months ago from Brian about this award, I'm obviously thrilled, flattered, humbled, but I don't really think it hits you until you stand up here tonight in front of so many incredible people, incredible mothers, fathers, children, golf pros. And we're all united through one glorious thing, a game we call golf. Many of my earliest memories are surrounded by golf. One of the greatest were summer trips to the sprawling metropolis of Coldwater, Kansas. In case you were wondering, they're still waiting on the first stoplight. But it was there I got to play the world-famous 10-hole Coldwater Country Club 4 or 5 times in 1 week. That club was so exclusive that you could stay at a campsite at the adjacent lake, jump the fence on number 2, put $2 in the drop box, and play the famous 10-hole loop. But it wasn't the golf. It was the 4 or 5 rounds of golf that week with my grandma and grandpa. That's what the memory was. There are so many memories from that course. My mom's in the audience tonight, and many of the best ones she doesn't even know about. Driving grandpa's golf cart at age 8, petting cows on the border of number 4 green, getting my picture taken next to the sign on number 5 tee, which to this day is still sponsored by Don and Virginia Avey, my grandparents. My grandparents using their key to enter the clubhouse so my brother and I could drop our quarters in the honor code box inside the fridge. Mom, I'm sorry to reveal that Jonathan and I may or may not have had days with countless Snicker bars and Coca-Colas, all for a grand total of $2.25. My point in these ramblings is we all have a story. In fact, we all have hundreds of stories. Stories that surround a game, a beautiful, silly, and challenging game where we pursue unattainable perfection, as Roy Tin Cup McAvoy so eloquently said. As a junior golf coach, my dreams is that one day, maybe decades from now, but one day, a child I coach looks back and has a great childhood stories about this game. That they have one of these stories like I shared with you about Coldwater Country Club and my grandparents. I don't care if their story involves me. I just hope they have a story about this beautiful, silly game. There's so many people to thank. I definitely did not get here alone, and the good Lord has truly blessed me. Start by thanking the Georgia PGA professionals for selecting me for this honor. It's humbling and appreciated, and I'm so excited for the future of our section in this industry. I also need to thank all the great golf professionals who have given me a chance and taught me so much. Larry James, longtime PGA member, who I pray rests in peace, and Cuts Benedict hired me at Jennings Mill Country Club when I was just a student at UGA. They gave me a shot to get hooked on being a golf professional, and I'm so grateful for that. While working at Jennings Mill, Cuts let me sit on some golf clinics and lessons he taught, and I remember being floored at his knowledge and thinking how awesome it must be to teach this game. Cuts and Larry also let me run my first junior golf program, and I was hooked. When family circumstances encouraged my wife and I to move to Atlanta, Lance Cantrell and Steve Willis, both at Indian Hills Country Club, hired me, and they let me teach, and they encouraged me to add some junior program activities. We had an incredible summer in 2007, and I was further hooked. Then in January 2008, Rick Anderson hired me at Atlanta Athletic Club, a dream facility for so many reasons. I began in the golf shop, focusing mostly on traditional golf operations, but we always wanted to teach. In 2005, an opportunity arose to the Jones Center, to transition the Jones Center at AAC as junior golf leader. Our director of instruction at the time, Chan Reeves, former Georgia PGA Teacher of the Year, and a previously mentioned Rick Anderson, gave me that opportunity, and it truly changed my life. I now get to teach kids golf for a living, teach kids this glorious, unique game. I took the opportunity, and here I stand today. I must also thank Sean Coach and Bud Taylor, Director of Instruction and Director of Golf at AAC, who have continued to provide incredible support for our junior program. To my fellow instructors, Jimmy Harris, Matt Scheck, Jay Eunice, and Caitlin Cannon, you guys are always there and help us build and accomplish all that we have at AAC. I appreciate all the AAC professionals. Lastly, to all the other golf professionals out there, thank you for supporting this game. I also need to thank briefly all the families that have been part of this incredible ride that we have built at the Atlanta Athletic Club. I don't have time to list them all, but know that I take the responsibility of teaching your child as a serious honor, and I don't take it lightly. I pledge every day to give your child the best support I can. Lastly, I must thank my family, which has played such a large role in my life. I'll start by thanking my father, Kerry Moore, who passed away in 2007. My father was a lifelong golfer who helped teach me the love and respect for this game that we all have. I know he's watching from above, and I know how excited he is. He's not excited that I won an award, but he's excited that I am working every day to preserve the future of this phenomenal game. I mentioned moments ago Atlanta Athletic Club being a dream facility, and my father's reverence for the club is a major reason why. One of his superficial life highlights, i.e. not marriage or children, was volunteering for the 2001 PGA at AAC. I still remember the smile when he put on his uniform. A lifelong salesman, my father somehow negotiated the job of marshaling around the 18th green on Sunday when David Toms famously laid up and got up and down to win. Sitting around that 18th green was myself, my grandpa, Don Avey, who was visiting us from Coldwater because of his love of family and golf. Needless to say, spreading the joys of game at AAC is a dream come true. Next, I need to thank my mom, who's in the audience tonight. Mom, I hope none of these Coldwater Country Club secrets have bothered you too badly. Seriously, no, though, please know that I would not be the man I am without your love, strength, and guidance. Jonathan and I are truly blessed. I want to thank Ted Wright, my stepfather, who wanted to be here but was unable to attend. Ted, I cannot begin to thank how much you mean to us and how grateful we are that you and my mom have found each other. You're an amazing person and grandparent. We love you. I want to thank my wife's family, Amberly's family from Athens to Orlando. Joe, Athens, and Colleen, you all have been so supportive over the years, and we sincerely appreciate it. I want to thank my brother Jonathan and his lovely wife for their encouragement and support. Jonathan, it still drives me nuts that you could shoot 84 as a freshman in high school, playing once a month, while I struggled to shoot 75, playing every day as a senior. My daughter, Carolee, who's sitting out there, I love you more than anything. Please know that I love you more than life itself, and I'm so proud of you. Lastly, and most importantly, I thank my wife, Amberly, who's here tonight. We got married nearly 16 years ago, 3 weeks after we graduated from UGA, and every day I'm more and more amazed and in love with her. We all know this is not an easy profession for spouses. Weekends, evenings, really early mornings, all-hour texts and phone calls, hot weather, cold weather, congratulating student successes, and consoling their failures are all part of coaching youth golf. Yet she is always there for me. I'm so blessed that you unconditionally support this crazy journey. I want everyone in the audience to know that nothing I've accomplished would be possible without her. I love you completely, and I dedicate this award to you. In sum, I want to challenge you all to remember what unites us: a silly, challenging, impossible to perfect game. Our job as golf professionals is to spread the love of golf. At its essence, that's it. Spread the love of golf. After all, you never know what stories this game will bring. Thanks, everyone.
The player development leader criteria is presented to the PGA professional that has made extraordinary contributions and achievements in conducting and/or supporting Play Golf America initiatives. The award also considers the member's service to the association and involvement in community and charitable activities. I have to say on a personal note that this individual is also an outstanding alumni member of the PGA Lead program. So it is with pleasure that I say, from the Bobby Jones Golf Course, please welcome our 2021 PGA Player Development Award recipient, Justin Martin. Justin.
All right, I'm gonna put this up. For those that were, you're a big boy, Justin, don't knock over the podium. I'm going to try to keep it together a little bit better than I did last year. Those that remember last year, I had just lost my mom about 6 weeks ago at this time, so I was a little bit torn up. But I do want to offer a moment of silence for somebody that is very near and dear to me, and here I go. I'm not going to make it. I would not be standing up here without this gentleman. It's my first golf coach, and he passed away yesterday. So please give a moment of silence for Mr. William Lewis. Thank you. So everybody's got a story in golf, right? Coach Lou gave me my first set of, get this, a 14-year-old kid, gave me a set of MP14s with an X100 shaft and said, figure it out. Makes no sense. But with that, put the love in the game, or put the love of me in the game that I have. So a couple of thank yous as I kind of get going here. Thanks to the Georgia PGA, Scott Geary, Scott Gordon, Pat Day, Carrie Ann, Michael, the new hires, Tanner, Dominic, Haley, previous staff as well. Thank you all for y'all support, BC. It's been an honor, it's been a pleasure. My entire team over here at Bobby Jones Golf Course, thank y'all so very much. I'm not here without y'all. It is player development. It's interesting. Mercedes-Benz Stadium, football, love football. One of the core tenets of that, draft and develop if you are a football coach, general manager, scout, whatever. Finding the diamond in the rough, getting the most out of people so that they can reach their talents. When I think of coaches and I think of developing, I think of guys like Nick Saban, Bill Belichick, Phil Jackson, Gino Auriemma, Vince Lombardi, getting the most out of your people. Our lifeblood as golf professionals is Joe and Jill Public that come out, patronize our facilities, both public and private, for their recreation, their stress relief. It's our job to make sure that they enjoy the game as much as we do. They don't have to come spend their money with us, but they elect to do so. So I think it's important, I think it's vital actually that we reach out to those people and get them involved into our game and get them to a place where golf is a part of their life, just like it is everybody in this room. I'm very, very humbled to win this award. I want to be brief. Believe it or not, everybody's got a story. I got an 11:15 flight. I got a tee time in the PGA Stroke Play Championship tomorrow morning at 9:40. So we're gonna go try and play in honor of Coach Lou and do as best as we can. But again, everybody, thank you so much for your support, your wishes, and y'all have a great night. Thank you. Thank you.
The PGA Professional Development Award bestows special recognition on a PGA professional for outstanding service and contributions to developing and improving educational opportunities for fellow PGA professionals. That's the heart of where my work is, right? Education. Please congratulate from the Ford Field and River Club the 2021 PGA Professional Development Award recipient, Ryan Skipton. Ryan was not able to be here with us tonight, but please watch this short video.
Thank you for this award. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be there tonight at this evening's reception, so I'm going to make a quick video to show my gratitude. It's an honor to achieve the PGA Development Award this year. I've been working at golf clubs since I was 16 years old. I've worked for many great PGA professionals who have inspired me throughout my career and always pushed me to further educate myself through ongoing training and a way to stay ahead of the curve. These lessons I've learned from working from these great PGA professionals inspired me to do the same to my assistants and my staff, to always push them to get ahead in their career, whether it's through education, training, anything they can to advance their career. I'm very proud to say that my 8-year tenure here at Ford, I've had 10 members of my staff become PGA members. I also have 2 apprentices on staff right now that I hope to become PGA members in the next year. At the end of my career, it's always a blessing to see my staff achieve their goals. And it's an honor to watch people that work for me grow and develop. Again, thanks for this award. I appreciate the management team and the membership at the Ford for supporting me. Also, a big thanks to the Georgia PGA. Their staff is tremendous. We as professionals are lucky to have them help guide us. And most importantly, and the last thing I want to note, is congratulations to all the award winners this evening. It's an honor to be among the recipients this year. Thank you, and I wish everybody a great golf season in 2022. Thank you.
Congratulations, Ryan. The newest award is the PGA Golf Executive of the Year Award, and it bestows special recognition for performing outstanding services in an executive management position while possessing qualities of leadership, vision, courage, moral character, and a substantial record of service to the association and the game. From Georgia State Golf Association, please welcome our 2021 PGA Golf Executive of the Year. The recipient is Brian Nelson. Brian? Congratulations.
Thank you. Thought I'd get some walk-up music.
Oh, no, that's
No?
okay.
Okay.
We only have one sheet, so we love you.
All right. Thank you. I'm so honored to be here tonight and grateful to be the first recipient of this award, the Executive of the Year. I especially want to thank the Georgia PGA section and those that nominated me for this award, especially Tim Farrell, who's here tonight with his wife, Pat. It motivates me knowing that I have the respect of my fellow golf professionals in doing a job that I truly enjoy doing. I've been fortunate to have a career in the golf industry for over 30 years. In my current position with the Georgia State Golf Association, it's satisfying to be able to support golf professionals from an administrative standpoint. This has also allowed me to communicate, create, and build relationships with fellow professionals throughout the state. Thank you again to the Georgia section for this award, and I also like to thank my wife and 3 daughters for being here with me tonight to share this experience and celebrate tonight. This is truly a big accomplishment for me. Thank you.
Congratulations. Well earned. The Bill Strasbaugh Award bestows special recognition on a PGA professional who has shown outstanding integrity, commitment to mentoring his fellow PGA professionals and improving their employment situations, and involvement in community and charitable activities. Please welcome from Sunset Hills Country Club, the 2021 Bill Strasbaugh Award recipient, Justin Japor. Justin.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that I'm honored and blessed to have been the 2021 Bill Strasbaugh Award winner. I'd like to thank the Georgia PGA and my fellow PGA members for this amazing award. And when Brian called me to let me know that I had won, I thought about what the award meant. Mentoring assistant professionals was a big part of it, and I thought, who has helped me over the years get to where I'm at, because you can't do it by yourself. And obviously, I go to my loving wife, Sarah, my son, Jack, and Mary Greeley. They've supported me all the hours that we've put in at the club tirelessly without any complaints. And so for that, I really appreciate everything that you guys have done for me. I've also had many mentors in my life, but 2 that stand out professionally for me are Mr. Andy Pittman and Miss Kelly Gilly. They've taught me a lot over the years, and they have shown me how to foster assistants and to let them go to the next level, and how to let them be the shining star at a club. And for that, I'm forever grateful. And last but not least, Sunset Hills Country Club. The membership there has been supportive over my 11 plus years at that club, and I could not be where I'm at without all of their support. And I'm lucky to have them with me here tonight, Mr. Vance, Mr. Miles, Dr. Intrican, and Mr. Green. I really appreciate everything that you guys have done for me over the years from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for everything from the Georgia PGA, and I really appreciate this, as this is the honor of a lifetime.
Teacher and Coach of the Year criteria goes to outstanding teachers and coaches of golf among the ranks of the PGA America membership. The award is based on the professional's overall performance in teaching, innovative and special teaching programs the professional has played a key role in implementing. From the Sea Island Golf Club, please welcome our 2021 PGA Teacher and Coach of the Year, Daniel Gray. Daniel?
Thank you all so much. I cannot express how much this really means to me. There's a lot of special people in the room here. Fairly new to the section. My wife and I moved back here about 5 years ago from Illinois. Met actually at St. Simon's, got married on Jekyll, so we have some roots here. But not knowing a lot of you, it's nice to be in a room with such well-respected professionals. And I really appreciate the opportunity to be up here in front of you. So Scott and Brian, you know, it's not knowing you guys as well as maybe I would in another section. It's quite an honor. So I really appreciate your effort, especially for tonight. But just thank you for the award and everything of that nature. But obviously, there's a lot of people to thank. My wife, Kara Jean, who's put up with moving to Chicago and trying to move to Utah and moving back here. We've had a great time. But thank you for standing by and just doing all the things that you do every day to keep us running. And my mom's here. My dad's not with us today. He's up in North Carolina, but I cannot do any of this without them as either. Either they gave me the opportunity, and we're always there for me. My extended family, the Haskins, my wife's family's here with us, and so thank you so much for being here. You know, there's too many coaches probably in my life to go back through, just like we all have these great role models and people that we've watched in other sports. I grew up playing a ton of basketball, so it was going to Duke basketball camp and seeing Coach K, and it was going to UNC Chapel Hill and seeing Dean Smith, and it was doing all these different things, and then obviously the great golf instructors that I've been able to kind of follow and learn from around the country, and I feel like I'm just describing everyone in the room, to be honest. So I know that we are all extremely capable, great golf instructors, and you do it every day. And so that's why it's such an honor for the opportunity here. And so there were a couple nice people that were obviously nominating me for this, and I'd want to thank them. So I really appreciate that. And my family at Sea Island, they give me a place to be every day. They give me a range to hang out on, and they give me a pretty nice building to kind of do it in. So it's extremely grateful to be there. It's a beautiful place, obviously. And, you know, but I think like the people that I want to thank the most, which I think we could probably all somewhat agree on as an instructor, is our players make our thoughts and our concepts and our images come to life. They're the, you know, we might be a little bit of the engineer in the background, but they're the ones doing all the work, and they're the ones that are putting all the effort in. And none of us are able to be very successful without that effort and that intent. And so I have a lot of respect and appreciation for my students, and very grateful that they would just kind of hang with you through the good and the bad, just like we all said earlier. So again, congratulations also to the other award winners tonight. Again, very humbled to be in that list of lineup. As I'm listening to some of the speeches, I'm thinking I'm glad I don't have to follow some of these speeches. So very, very honored to be here. So thank you again, and hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Thank you.
The PGA Golf Professional of the Year Award is determined annually by the Georgia PGA to honor someone whose total contributions to the game best exemplify the complete PGA professional. While the honor is based on the candidate's entire record, special emphasis is placed on performance in areas such as service to the section and the association, leadership ability, and the promotion of golf. So please welcome the wife of our PGA Golf Professional of the Year, Ashley Stiller. Ashley.
Wow, thank you. It is such an incredible honor to be up here to accept this award on behalf of my late husband, Gene. You know, you've heard from half a dozen golf professionals here that everybody has a story, and I do too. It's difficult to really put into words what it feels like to be up here, because what I'm about to tell you will make you smile and it'll break your heart all at the same time. Over the last few months, I've really been thinking about what it means to leave a legacy. And to leave a legacy means putting a stamp on your future. The things you do for yourself are gone when you are gone, but the things you do for other people remain as your legacy. Tonight, I'm going to spend a couple of minutes sharing with you the way Gene lived his life, the way to which we will always remember him, in the positive way that we're going to give back to our junior golf community. I want to give you an opportunity to view our story from my lens and understand why the loss of Gene is so significant and so painful to so many people. In some ways, it feels like yesterday, and in others, it feels like years. And for anybody in this room, spouses maybe, who are not familiar with this story, I'll tell you. This past Thursday marked 7 months since I sat on the outdoor stairs of Pine Tree Country Club, and I saw the love of my life, the daddy of our boys, shot dead on hole number 10. A straight line vision across the fairway. I will never forget the instantaneous sinking feeling that sat on my chest. And because of the horrific, senseless, repulsive way Gene's life was taken, I didn't get a chance to walk on that green or to hug him one last time. Instead, I sat on those stairs, and the only thing that I could make out from the crime scene were his bright red pants and his lifeless body on the green. But you know what? While that memory is so fresh and so raw and so incredibly heartbreaking, I refuse to hold that snapshot in the forefront of my mind. And I refuse to let that disgusting, vile act of violence define Gene's legacy. Instead, I want to paint you a picture of what I choose to remember, how others remember him, and how a few of many reasons why Gene was chosen for the PGA Professional of the Year. While I know Gene never thought his life would be taken, just 4 days shy of his 47th birthday, he lived the front 9 of his life to the fullest. Gene comes from 2 loving parents, a truly remarkable Cincinnati family listening in tonight, and my Atlanta family that loved him like their own blood for the last 14 years. For those of you that don't know this, Gene was a Purdue University graduate, mechanical engineer. He holds 5 US patents, and in his late 20s decided to pursue his passion for golf instead. Gene loved his job. He loved the game of golf. He loved Pine Tree and St. Ives Country Club for many years. His work ethic was unmatched, and he loved his members and his staff like family. I'm going to pivot for a second because while the next part has absolutely nothing to do with golf, this part of Gene rounds out the credible human to which he was. The marriage we had for 11 years was full of compassion, trust, and most importantly, love. I've listened to every single professional get up on this stage and recognize their spouse. And I want to take a moment to say, I hear you and thank you. You are so, so appreciated. Together, Gene and I built the sweetest family with our 2 boys. Bo, who has his 8th birthday this Wednesday, and Banks, who is 6. Gene was an exceptional daddy. He was so patient. He was so grounded. He was so loving. He was humble, steadfast, a leader, a friend, loyal, and he acted with the highest level of integrity always, a true man of impeccable ethical standard. Someone told me just days after he died, Gene was felt and not heard. And if you know him, you know that's true. That's one of the many things I loved about Gene, his love for other people, especially junior golfers and kids. He had a passion for empowering kids to be better golfers, better versions of themselves, and he loved to give unsolicited life advice, to which we all know about. He's so humbly impacted so many people over the years, and he never took anybody or anything for granted. If someone's life could metaphorically be compared to the game of golf, Gene was finishing up the front 9, and he was robbed far too short to complete the round. But I think we can all agree that the time he spent here on this earth, he left one hell of a legacy. Andy Warhol said, "The idea is not to live forever, but to create something that will." In partnership with Scott Geary and the Georgia PGA, along with friends at Pine Tree and various stakeholders within the golf community who have so graciously agreed to be on my advisory board, thank God for all of you. Together we started a nonprofit 501c3 organization that we named the Gene Siller Memorial Grant. You may also hear it referred to as the Red Pants Grant. My goal in starting this is to ensure that Gene's legacy lives on forever and for our boys to have something for their daddy to hold on to. 100% of all donated funds and dollars raised through this foundation will provide financial assistance to aspiring and underprivileged young golfers for golf lessons, tournament fees, golf camps, and eventually, as we grow the foundation, golf scholarships. Over the upcoming years, this will allow hundreds of junior golfers the opportunity to play the game of golf to which every person in this room loves so much. That is the legacy you leave on this earth when you leave this earth, and that's how many hearts you touched. Tonight, I so humbly accept the PGA Professional of the Year award on behalf of my beloved Gene. We're here to remember, to celebrate, and to honor Gene's life and all the extraordinary things to which he represented every single day. A true role model of exemplary behavior and relationships. His legacy will live on through our boys and through this foundation in a way that makes him so very proud. And lastly, I'm sending my heartfelt gratitude to my new business partners and PGA friends for helping me turn my crazy Ashley vision of legacy into an executable reality. Scott, Brian, Michael Rankowski, our newest member, Haley, Rob Waters, Brian Katrick, Chad Parker from Eastlake, Finance Dave, Diane McPherson, Brian Panosian, and so many more. Thank you to both sets of our parents sitting at this table, our siblings, my sister Allie, my aunts and uncles, our incredible friend village that have helped us through this tremendous heartbreak. Gene was always so honored to be a part of this incredible community, and now I understand why. I know that he is looking down on us right this second with a humble Jeannie smile. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to accept this award on his behalf and for helping me ensure that Gene Siller's legacy lives on forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. You know, as I sat and I've heard Ashley speak about what's happened a number of times now, and what an incredibly strong woman that she is. And every time you blow me away when you talk about it and the strength that you have. And we here at the Georgia PGA are honored to be a part of carrying on Gene's legacy. You know, I think Ashley hit on some important pieces, and I was blown away this year after that tragedy at the camaraderie that there is in this beautiful game. Many of you called me who are sitting here tonight to ask how you can help. I've received calls from all over the country of fellow PGA golf professionals who wanted to help. And I had no idea. I didn't come from the PGA world. And so it absolutely blew me away. A GoFundMe was started for that family, and Ashley reached out and said, hey, I want to do this grant through the Georgia PGA Foundation. How can we do this? And it's because of the golf professionals in this room, because of the golf professionals in the Georgia section, that we are able to do this with you, Ashley. So I thank each and every one of you. Please give yourselves a round of applause for the support that you've given. Now we're going to have a little fun. As many know, when you came in, there was a 50-50 raffle that was placed out front. And thank you for those that contributed, half of which will go to the Georgia PGA Foundation. The other half we are going to give to a lucky winner, I believe $880. So I'm going to ask Lynette here if she will join me up here, and we're going to draw the winning raffle ticket. So please, if you have them, take them out. And the lucky winner, number 960-6312. All right, Tanner. You tell me Gene didn't have something to do with that one. So I'll wrap up tonight with just a few more thank yous. Thank you so much to the Billy and Shirley Weir Foundation, Mike and Susan, for all of your support, for your increased support this year and what you've done for this event. We cannot thank you enough. For Club Car, who are such great partners with us, not only for this event, but for several others. We cannot thank you enough. I want to thank the Georgia PGA section staff one more time. I heard everybody mention it, but please give them a round of applause for all their hard work. And last but certainly not least, how about this venue? Pretty good? Couldn't do it without the Mercedes-Benz staff, so please give it up for them. We're going to try to come back next year. So thank you all so much for an absolutely wonderful evening. Please have a great night. If you recall, you received validation tickets when you checked in. Those will get you out of the parking garage. Everybody drive safe, and thank you so much.